Man, it's a lot of shows on the network, man. Shout out to everybody on the network, man. Y'all, definitely a lot of entertaining episodes.
Yes.
Hey, Carl,
Sir.
you got wide receiver. Well, you want wide receivers. You want to
There
get
you
Lamar.
go.
Yeah. I almost said. I almost forgot. I forgot. You want to get some more wide receiver help because you got a young wide receiver coming up. Joe, you got a wide receiver in the NFC East. Some was saying he was the number one wide receiver he was the best wide receiver in the NFC East up until last season. I still think he got something to fight for. I got a wide receiver that jumped over somebody's number one wide receiver. I would say one and two wide receiver. To say some people say that he might be the best. I mean, the Vikings got a wide receiver too that they're trying to pay. There's a lot going on with wide receivers. A lot going on. Some would say the wide receiver market is wide open. Everybody's getting paid. You want some money, you can get some money. But recently, Nico Collins and Jalen Waddle both signed extensions. One of them was for, I would say, 72.5 for Nico and then 84.7 for Jalen. The real question now comes because the market is getting reset, it seems like almost every day, kind of like the stock market. Which team has the most pressure after Nico Collins and Jalen Waddle sign their contracts? Joe, you tell me who.
I can go first. You know what's crazy? Nobody's really talking about this team like this. Everybody talking about, oh, why the Cowboys not paying CD? Oh, Justin Jefferson, he's counting these dollars. What about the Bengals? The Bengals, Jamar Chase, he's due for an extension. Last time I checked, T. Higgins on a franchise tag. They got two receivers to worry about. So my whole thing is this: when I look at the Cowboys, obviously we're looking at it like this. Like Tomo mentioned the last episode, I think, or even backstage. If you're a CD Lamb's or Justin Jefferson's agent, even Jamar Chase, if you're one of the agents, you're sitting back and you're just watching the field get paid, and then you're going to get higher than that. That would be the smartest moves. And when people say, "Why haven't they paid him yet?" Look at it from that standpoint. So shout out to Tomo for bringing that viewpoint. Because I was one saying like, man, why they ain't paying CD? But now T. Higgins, I would say Nico Collins and Waddle's contract. T. Higgins can look at that and say, I need more than them. Because he plays the same role Jalen Waddle plays. Only difference is Jalen Waddle is always banged up. He's always nicked up. He's always playing injured. T. Higgins, for the most part, is healthy. But the Bengals don't really have to pay T. Higgins because they can also franchise tag T. Higgins next year. And then they want to get trade him, they can trade him. So they got some time to buy with T. Higgins. Now, Jamar Chase, if I'm Jamar Chase, Tomo, everybody's talking about Justin Jefferson need to be the highest paid. If I'm Jamar Chase, I came in this league after Justin Jefferson. Mind you on that, right? Justin Jefferson came in. Yes, Justin Jefferson. Crazy stat, y'all. He's broken the record for the most yards by any receiver in the first 4 years. But guess what, y'all? He did it in 3 years. That's how crazy this man's numbers have been since he's been in the league. But Justin Jefferson broke the rookie record. Jamar Chase came in the next year, broke the rookie record. One thing Jamar Chase has done that Justin Jefferson never has done was have playoff success. Jamar Chase was a key piece on 2 AFC title teams, AFC championship game teams, one team going to the Super Bowl, and he's the one that lit up the Chiefs to get to the Super Bowl. So if I'm Jamar Chase, I'm demanding the most money. Justin Jefferson, you my dog. I get your stats is crazy, but my value to this team is super high, and I'm gonna need more money now. So I think the Bengals had the most pressure to sign most pressure now because of all these receivers getting signed.
Man, I was out of left field, Joe. You on mute, Carl, if you talk.
You're going crazy.
T hasn't even signed that franchise tag.
Oh,
you're not playing. Well,
there it is. That's even more pressure.
No pun. I don't know.
I said, can I help you? But I was muted.
Oh, you was muted all the time.
But Carl, so which team you think has the most pressure after these two signings?
I agree with Joe, but I'm gonna be different. So I'm gonna go with your team, Dallas, because you got more than just CD design. You got CD design, you got Dak design, and you got Micah design. So I don't know why y'all not getting ahead of this early, getting him paid. Like, look, you're gonna be the highest paid. Boom, make him feel good, make him feel great, knowing that somebody's gonna top what you give CD. Now, if somebody pays somebody else first, Now you gotta make CD feel better and pay more. So I think the pressure's on y'all because y'all want to keep y'all core together. Unless y'all just through with that. And if that's the case, then y'all might have more money there. But I definitely agree with what Joe was saying about
Worm the
Jamar
GM?
Chase. Huh?
If Worm the GM, then Dak is done.
But I agree with Joe about the Jamar Chase thing, about how he's a key piece, how he's been nothing but he had a lot of playoff success. Excuse me, he had a lot of playoff success, especially against the Chiefs. He's been Joe Burrow's main guy, and let's not forget he was Joe Burrow's main guy in college. So it's best to keep that continuity there. And then you already know it's the rivalry between Jefferson and Jamar because, again, teammates in college. They want that I got paid more than you and all this other stuff. You know, competition amongst athletes. But I think Dallas needs to hurry up and get CD done because if you don't, you might have to overspend and it's going to put you in a bad situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's interesting, Joe. Like I said, you went out of left field. I forgot all about Jamar. Then I was thinking about the Vikings. Then, like you said, I told y'all backstage, Jettas and CD got the same agent. So at the end of the day, he like one of them gonna be the highest paid regardless. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna eat. But the team I really think I'm gonna say I agree with you on Dallas because technically Dallas is in the same situation as the Bengals outside of the quarterback having a relationship. Like he's their go-to guy. Like once CD gone, you don't have a premier running back that you could be like, oh, we could just go to the running back. Brandon Cooks is on this, like he's on the way out. You don't really know too much about Jalen Tolbert, so you don't have another young wide receiver that you can just bank on to be like, oh well, if you want to leave, then you can go, kind of like what they did with Amari Cooper. Well, we got CD, so we can trade you to the Bengals for a bag of chips. But the team that I really want to say has the most pressure. Wait, hold up. Brandon Ayuk signed back already, didn't he?
No.
He didn't.
No. Mm-mm. And they saying they like Ricky Pierce. So I saw something that said they got him as a steal at 31.
And then Jawan just got an extension, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And they really talking about if they're going to trade Debo. I'm just saying. We talking about teams that might have pressure. I'm going to throw the 49ers out there. Okay. Because Dave comes on here and talks about Brandon Ayuk and he defends him to the tooth and nail about him being the best route runner on the team because we all know what Debo is to that team. And we all know what Brandon Ayuk is to Purdy because that's his go-to guy. We seen it in the playoffs. Like, hey, if I need a real play outside of Christian McCaffrey, when I throw it up, I know this guy going to go get it. So, of course, you could say Dallas. You could say the Vikings. But I'm going to pick the 49ers on this one. I think they got the most pressure.
The thing about the 49ers, though, how their system is, they don't have higher pressure than Dak had that season he had because of CeeDee Lamb. Like, CeeDee Lamb went crazy last year. Without CeeDee Lamb's, production, obviously we could say something about Brandon Ayuk, but we seen Kyle Shanahan year after year make his system work. But we don't see the same thing with y'all. We don't see the same thing with Joe Burrow in the Bengals. I think Joe Burrow in the Bengals is bigger though because the reason why I think Joe Burrow had the success he had because of the weapons. He had some legit weapons. He got 2 #1 receivers on his team. 3. Not trying to think of. Yeah, Tyler Boyd, probably today he probably wouldn't be a #1, but at the time, yeah. Yeah, you're right. At the time, yeah, so 3 #1 receivers and an all-pro running back is Joe Mixon. So I'm not trying to take that away from Joe Burrow because Joe Burrow made that work. You know what I mean? He is Joe Burrow. But Jamar Chase is a dynamic player, man. Like that run to Super Bowl that year, Jamar Chase, like he was so valuable. The attention he creates, the attention he receives. Justin Jefferson really don't have any playoff moments. They only have been to playoffs one time his whole career. So I would say the Bengals, and I do want to mention this, y'all. I know y'all heard this. The rumor about Malik Neighbors, right? The Vikings were thinking about trading up for Malik Neighbors and trade Justin Jefferson. I actually thought, look.
Wait, to the Giants?
Yeah, trade up. Trade up.
So not trade him, trade up in the draft to get him.
Oh, yeah, so maybe they had to trade with whoever was before the Giants. But here's the thing though. People would say, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You don't have to pay Malik Neighbors, the highest paid receiver in the league. And then on top of that, with Justin Jefferson breaking all these records, what have the Vikings done? Zero playoff wins? You know what I mean? So yes, I thought that was smart business-wise. If they could have pulled that off, Malik Neighbors gonna be good too. So
the Bills just did it.
The Bills.
That's essentially what the Bills just did.
I feel so bad for you, bro. Your boy went to the Bills. That's crazy.
Bro, I'm sick. I'm disgusted. But I mean, I feel you, Joe. LSU boy for LSU boy. Trade Justin Jefferson, get another LSU boy and Malik Neighbors.
Facts. You know, and he would have been happy going to Minnesota versus going. He can't stand. You can always see he don't want to be a Giant. But I was cool with that. I just want to put that out there. I was cool with that move with the Vikings.
Yeah, they would have got endless picks for that too. So I definitely feel you. So my thing, like Joe was saying, was with Kyle Shanahan is this. Debo, right? You see when IU goes down, Debo has explosions at wide receiver. Now he's starting to get 100+ yards, touchdowns, all that. I say it to Dave all the time. Ayuk does what he does because Debo is like basically, I want to say the distraction. Basically, he draws the attention that allows Ayuk to get the one-on-ones and everything like that. Debo draws the defense. Ayuk eats because of it. So I do feel like Debo could just step right in and do what Ayuk does if Ayuk does bounce. Like I said, there are reports, I don't know how true they are, that they love Ricky Pearsall. I love Ricky Pearsall. I thought it was a reach in the first round, but he was one of my diamonds in the rough. Him and Xavier Leggett, who, funny enough, got drafted back-to-back. But I love Ricky Pearsall. You can go on my Twitter. I say I love Ricky Pearsall. I think he's a diamond in the rough. I think he's going to be really good. I just didn't think he's a first-round pick. But they like him. They re-signed, like you said, Juwan Jennings, who had a really good Super Bowl and I thought might have been Super Bowl MVP if the 49ers would have won that game. So, hold up.
Shout out to Dino Blaze for the $4.99 super chat. Shout out to R2L. And if you're in the DC, Maryland, or Virginia area, check out Carpet Champs LLC for all your flooring needs. Y'all make sure y'all hit my man Dino Blaze up, y'all. All right, check him out. I think he got a website. You can Google him, and he on social media, so you gotta check it out. I used his services one time. Spotless. I posted on my IG and everything. I probably reposted it. I can see it, but he don't do cars no more though. So make sure y'all check that man out. Shout out to Blaze for the 49 super chat.
That's how you do paid promotion right there.
That's how you do paid promotion.
Yeah, nah, that was good.
But yeah, I feel like the 49ers don't have that much pressure to sign Brandon Ayuk because of that, because they drafted a receiver in the first round, because Debo can do what he do, because they re-signed Juwan Jennings, because Kyle Shanahan is the head coach / OC, because Christian McCaffrey's in the backfield, because he can get all those pieces to work. I don't think the 49ers have that much pressure for Ayuk, or else he would have been signed by now.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, the Cowboys, Gallup's gone. CD's there. Like you said, Brandon Cooks is out the door. I love Jalen Tolbert coming into that draft out of South Alabama. I don't know what's going on, but he hasn't looked great. What else you want to do if you're Dallas at wide receiver? Well, at least the Vikings got Jordan Addison.
We saw that. Go ahead.
I was going to say, well, I can say as a Cowboy, as a Cowboy fan, I seen them say, oh, we're going to do wide receiver by committee one year, and then 4 weeks into the season, we ended up with Amari Cooper. So I've seen them with no wide receivers before.
Just about to say that, Tomo. But I had to make that trade to Amari Cooper. And then once Amari left, Dak led the league in interceptions. And then CD took off.
He broke his thumb. He broke his thumb.
I don't think Tay understood what you said.
I don't think he did neither, though. I thought he probably thought I was saying it as a slight, but or maybe he's still taking a shot. I don't know.
No, I heard you said. I was about to say that. What I just said before.
No, we talking about Tay.
Oh! I ain't see Tay comment. My bad.
Yeah, I said something about trading Amari for a bag of chips, and he was like, "That bag of chips gonna be full of tears after you go for 120." I mean, at the end of the day, I watched the Packers game, and I'm already crying. But let me answer this so we can go on it, so we can move on to the next segment. The reason why I say it's more pressure for the 49ers now because of everything that you all said. But if Brandon Ayuk is the number 2 receiver, and you see how much these wide receivers are costing. How much are you willing to pay him if you want to keep him? Because the number's going up. Are you going to pay him more than Waddle? Are you going to pay him more than Nico Collins?
Yes.
Better. I mean, unless he's not
going to accept
But that's what I'm saying. So now, are you willing to pay this much for your number 2? Because Devontae Smith took what he took to be the number 2, and you see AJ Brown say, hey, come on now. Y'all called me. I was in Tennessee. Y'all called me.
Hey, let me get a shout out to Philly real quick. Howie was like, let me get this stuff done before it start going crazy. He got it done. Definitely, so I gotta give him props for that. He set the market for y'all on the low.
That
So,
was smart. That was smart.
but if I'm the Cowboys, I'm signing Micah. I'm signing CD no matter what. And Dak, you gonna have to show me one more year.
Yep.
If
That's what
you
I'm at.
Dak, just Kirk Cousins. If I'm at this point, just Kirk Cousins motto, man. Hey, play the 1 year out and make them pay you. If they don't want to pay you, go somewhere else where they're gonna pay you. At the end of the day, the market is the market at this point.
Fact. Somebody will pay you that.
And for the Cowboys, I just want to give y'all this little tidbit. If Dak leaves, they still got $40 million a dead cap. So at the end of the year, he's still gonna be on the books for $40 million. So I don't know what y'all waiting for.
Dang,
Yeah, it's ugly. It's ugly.
Yeah, that's bad.
that sound like Sean Payton right now. All right, let's get to these IG chats, man.